Alright, hello everyone. This is going to be God's Trigger. So in God's Trigger, basically the apocalypse has started and we're supposed to stop it by defeating the 4 horsemen. So we're going to be playing as both Harry on the right here and Judy on the left here. So Harry will have a dash and a normal melee attack, and then Judy will have a teleport, which will be really important later, and she can throw a hook. Oh, also this is Fox.
Yeah, I'm doing Fox.
And he's mostly here to keep track of my deaths, because I will be donating $250 for every death.
And I will match that as well.
So yeah, I think we're good to go. So let's get right into the tutorial. So time starts in 3, 2, 1, go. So funnily enough, you can already start moving on this screen here.
I see the traitor.
So you already heard the voice line of the enemy. Oh, that's fine. And that positions us right next to the first enemy, so we can instantly kill him. So during the dash, we're invincible, and the sword slash also deflects bullets, so that's going to be important in a few places later on. Here we're going to switch to Judy, because Judy's teleport is quite broken, and now we can go back, and we can go into this pillar here, and then we can clip out of bounds. We can't quite finish the level yet, because the game wants us to learn about our special ability, so we need to go get that real quick. So now we have fallen under the map. However, when you use the teleport of Judy, as you can see with this little animation there, you're on top of the level again for a few frames, and that allows us to perform a few actions, like hit that trigger or hit this end level trigger. Generally, not all the end level triggers, or most of the end level triggers can't be hit while you're under the map though, so later on we will need to find a way to get back on the map once we went out. So right here the deflect is really useful to deflect all 3 bullets. Dang. So that's 1 at the same time. So we can kill all the enemies in a room. Come on. We need to kill 2. We need to kill all the TVs here. Ah, dang, this guy's still alive. That's unfortunate. He needs to go. Now we just need to kill these 3 people, and then there's going to be an escape sequence. Right. Oh, my controls are messed up. Why didn't the game remember that from the setup? Actually, I'm going to have to fix it real quick, so I'm going to have to quit out the level, because unfortunately they don't allow you to fix it unless you go back to the main menu. Yes. For some reason my special isn't where it's supposed to be. So I can talk about the specials real quick as well. Basically, we're only going to use 1 special from each of the characters. Okay, there we go. And we were here. So we're going to use Harry's stealth, sometimes to get past enemies, but also because it gives you a huge movement speed boost. And then Judy can make enemies explode, and that's also going to be useful when we need to kill a whole crowd of enemies later on. So for now we're going to play normally for a bit. What's really useful is that we're invincible during the dash, and the dash resets, so the dash cooldown resets when you kill an enemy. So right here, we went stealth, so we didn't have to kill everyone there, so we could push the cart undisturbed. And then here we are basically going to do a similar thing, where in the beginning we're going to kill a few enemies to fill up our special meter that you see in the bottom left. Alright, we need 2 more. This guy, and then we're gonna go out. We're gonna start stealthing, and then we can run past all of these enemies right to the last room.
Get 'em, boys.
I guess that one's real.
Luckily, we don't need to kill everyone. The end level triggers right there. Alright, so at the end of this level, you're gonna see, or it's gonna be useful for us for the first time, that enemies, when defeated, drop their weapons. And we're gonna use some of them to do the end sequence a little bit faster.
Here they come.
So here we can stealth right up to the Gatling gun guy, otherwise you would need to... Like, you're supposed to hide behind a bunch of boxes, but that takes a long time. So we're gonna grab the dynamite. We're gonna throw it so we can kill people on both sides at the same time. Right. Threw slightly early. Alright, we need this guy's shotgun. That's gonna be really important in a second. So now a lot of enemies will rush us. And that shotgun blast just killed everyone there off screen. Now we're gonna grab this shotgun. And that killed a bunch of people off screen as well. Alright, now we can start again with some shenanigans. So at the beginning right here, there's gonna be a fence on the right. And then for some reason they don't allow you to go quite in the corner, but there's an invisible wall right here. And if you teleport into it, you can clip out here. And if we now go to the edge of the map, as you can see, we're gonna fall under the map here. Now we're under the map. And now we can skip all of this level. Except at the very end, the end level trigger only works if we're properly on top of the level. So we need to teleport on top of this guy and then execute him. So teleporting on top of of a person knocks them over. And when you stand on top of someone and hit R, then you execute them and that resets your height. So this is going to be the first boss fight. Pestilence, except it's not because unfortunately they put a fence here. And if the fence would like me to get out of bounds, then we could clip out of here. So there's a bunch of preamble here for the boss fight that we don't really care about. The boss arena is right here. And then funnily enough, the boss clones itself and they just put all the clones out here. And an end level trigger. So that was Pestilence.
Ooh, first boss.
First boss defeated, was hard one. Now we're gonna go defeat Famine. So right here in this level there's gonna be a bridge at the end and they want us to hit 3 switches. Screen shake. At least I didn't die there. Okay. Nope. Come on, man. Please die. There we go. So here you're gonna see Judy's explode. So this room goes a little faster. And then we don't want to hit the 3 switches because... Oh, okay, there we go. Because doing that is slow, so we teleport into this wall. And we're gonna let these people explode as well. And then this is supposed to be the second switch. But since we went through the wall, we skipped one of them. And we're getting a checkpoint right here, but the checkpoint for some reason isn't where we just were, but right at the end here. And now we hit the last switch, but we're missing one. But we can teleport right onto this corner here. And then we have just enough distance to teleport over. So you saw that we fell under the level and then could move under the level. This also works the other way. We can also, if something like, say, a pillar that is diagonal is placed like here, we can be slightly above the level. And that allows us to go over the level and just kill the last room, which allows us to go to the end of the level. We're going to do basically the same thing here again, except this one, there's a lot less room on the pillar, and it's angled at a very inconvenient angle. So we're gonna. So this skip is controller only. Usually, as you can see by like the cursor here on screen, I play with mouse and keyboard, but I do have a controller nearby that I use only for like 3 skips. Some of them are just easier on controller, but this one is basically controller only. All right. So here we go. We need to teleport into these rocks a little bit. All right. Now we can get onto this pillar, and now you need to hold a very specific direction on the controller. And now we see the line here, which means we can teleport over this wall, and we can defeat this worm. So as you saw, you're supposed to kill the segments of the worm one by one, but if you manage to get into this room early, all the other segments are conveniently killed for you. So that's quite nice. So there are no out-of-bounds shenanigans here, because unfortunately the end level trigger only spawns once you killed all the eggs of the worm.
I think that was looking at me.
So that's what we're doing. Need to get over here. Ideally don't die. Luckily, these guys can't go through the gate, so they're going to be killed by all the spikes right there. Okay. Oh, come on. I hit space before. Jeez. Alright. There we go. Luckily, resetting after death is really fast in this. Oh, what are these people doing there? They are not usually there.
Leave none unbroken.
If you're lucky, we made an early cycle there. So it's the cycle you would also get if you didn't die at all. We just got it a little later, but it's a very convenient cycle. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait at the spike a lot.
These embryos look
Leave none unbroken.
So we just stealth past a few enemies there, kill the last room, and now the end level trigger spawns, and now we can finish the level. Alright, I think we're already at the famine boss fight. So we can't skip this one, we actually have to play it. So what's going on here is that famine will always chase us, and we need to turn on the grill right before she's there. And that makes her take damage. And she's gonna every now and then go in the middle and spawn some of her followers, and that would allow her to regenerate some health. And generally, you would not want that to happen. However, we found out that if on the second cycle she does this, you let her eat one of the followers. She doesn't do it a third time for some reason, and it skips like all of these animations. And now she will allow us to just damage her until she's dead, and she won't spawn more followers. We don't really know why that works, but it turns out to work. So we take those. Now she's gonna go the big one in the middle here. We're gonna trap her. And now, as the game says, we grill her for information, because now we need to know where Death is. So that was the second boss. There we go. Now Death, he has like a club, I would say, and oh shit, I need to carry. Okay, there we go. We did it. And he's manufacturing a drug that's supposed to kill all of mankind. Wait, there's the door. There we go. And oh, please. And right now we're trying to figure out where he's manufacturing the drug so we can stop him. So this information told us that there's going to be a party going on, and on this party is supposed to be a guy who knows where the factory is. And so we're going to crash the party. Except crashing parties isn't fun, so instead we're going to kill her, push the box a little bit, and then teleport into this box, and then we're out of bounds. So this is a pretty boring one. So there's a bunch of level, here's the party, and then here somewhere they hit the end level trigger. So every level has to have an end level trigger somewhere. Sometimes the level automatically ends after you've killed all the enemies or did something, but the end level trigger has to be somewhere. And so if we can find it in the out of bounds, it's very convenient for us.
sounds like Death working on a mankind-killing drug.
Alright, we're gonna have this guy explode because these flamethrower guys have a lot of HP. And they have armor as well, so they don't die in one hit. They need a couple hits. And have this barrel explode, and then we can have these two explode as well. Alright, now it turns out there's a sniper there, and you're supposed to defeat the sniper. Oh, dang. I got stuck on the corner there.
Cowardly bastard.
Come on. He's not supposed to look that way. We can lure these guys away, have these two explode, and we can teleport into this cable here. Please get it, because at some point the people that we lured away are going to come back. Hello? Okay, there we go. So the level is supposed to end once you defeated the sniper. However, we don't really feel like doing that because that's a really long sequence, and it turns out that right around here there's an end level trigger. Alright, so this is all we're gonna have to play normally. So we have defeated the sniper now. Now Judy has the sniper. So we can only play as Harry. Interestingly enough, it locks your mouse in the bottom right corner until you switch to duty once, which is really annoying. Hope that I don't die too often here, because we need to kill all of these people. Okay, come on. To fill our special meter, because we're gonna need it right here, so we can stealth past the really difficult rooms. Alright, and this room we need to wait until this guy goes over here, so all three of these flamethrower guys that actually move are in one spot, so they all explode. Okay. And then we can just follow this card, which fortunately enough doesn't hurt us. Alright, so now we found death, now we need to do the death fight. We also can't skip this one. And basically we want to trap death in this corner here, because out in the open there's a minimum distance that he throws his scythe, and he will always teleport after this, and the longer he throws it, the longer he needs to teleport. So if we can manage to trap him in this corner here, then he's gonna teleport a lot less distance, and that speeds up the fight tremendously. Alright, so that's the first phase. Now he's gonna spawn in a couple homing skulls. So now he's gonna change his throw pattern slightly. Now he's gonna throw two scythes outwards and then one straight one. But luckily he only teleports after the straight one. But you can see how far the curved ones fly, so that would be the minimum distance that he would need to teleport generally. The game doesn't really like it when you trap him in this corner, so now the camera gets really messed up. But only for one hit, and then it's fine again for some reason. Also, funnily enough, I defeated the skull, but you can see it like through the grid there. No way, dude. Come on. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay, I'm just gonna play this one normally so I don't die too much.
And luckily there is a checkpoint, or every third hit of the boss there is a checkpoint.
Yeah, for every new phase there's a checkpoint, luckily. But now you see like the minimum teleport distance properly, at least. So he would go this far on every single throw in this fight, so you see why we trap him in the corner. Alright, there we go. So Death is the only person that has another level after you defeat the boss. So Death can teleport, as we saw plenty. And so at the end of the fight he teleports away. And now we need to find him in his factory, and we're supposed to destroy all the drugs, but that takes a long time. So we are going to use that. They put a corner in this wall. Hello? Please. There we go. And this is probably the hardest out of bounds to navigate, because for some reason there's blackness all over except here. You can see yourself a little bit in this spot. And then there's more blackness. Alright. You can actually die in the out of bounds here. But it's quite rare. And then here's a cutscene trigger. So we found death, and now we need to escape the fire. You're supposed to turn off the barrier, but we're invincible while dashing, so we can just dash through those. And now we've properly defeated death. Alright, now the last horseman is going to be War. So War is planning on launching some nukes, and we are not about that. So in this level, this is supposed to be a stealth level. So not only do you die if you die, but also if you get detected for too long, so you see the detection meter up there. So this doesn't count as a death, it just resets you. So obviously we're gonna go really stealthy here and just kill everyone. If there's no witnesses, no one saw you. Okay, so this skip can be a little tricky, so I hope that I get it fast. Actually, the next 3 skips can be really tricky, so let's see. So we go into this area here, which you're not supposed to be in, and then this pillar has a nice corner. If you position yourself quite right. Fortunately, you can't walk in this area, which makes this kind of tricky. Where am I? Oh, this is the right position. Come on. Okay, and there we go. We're at. So we're supposed to get into the fortress here, and it is guarded by like 3 biometric scanners. So the first 2 we're gonna skip, but the third one is required for the end level trigger to spawn. But we're right now outside of the wall, so we need to go outside a little bit here, fall under the map, and now we can go back. Luckily, Judy's hook can kill people even when we're under the map. So we need this guy's blood, put it in the scanner, and now we need to get back on top. So we're gonna do the same trick like earlier, teleport on top of this guy, and then execute him. So in this level, we're supposed to get past the AI defense turrets, which we're gonna do, but not like the game wants us to. Did the guy see me? No, I don't think so. So this one is a lot easier on controller as well. You need to get into these boxes here. Alright, once you're here, you can use mouse and keyboard again. Okay, it's not really letting me out right now. This is supposed to be the easy part. Okay, there we go. Now we just need to walk to the edge of the map and fall under it, and then at the end there's going to be an elevator. Unfortunately, the elevator end level triggers for some reason work if you just teleport into the elevator. We don't really know why those don't mind when you're under the map, but all the other ones do. So this just works for some reason. And then the next one, this is what I like to call the RNG skip, because there's not really any setup for it, at least not as far as I know. Basically, you just throw yourself into the wall right at the beginning here, behind this pipe, and then you hope that eventually the wall lets you through. You can't do it in the corner there, and you have to be behind this pipe. And then if the game likes you, then it's going to let you through eventually. So what is happening here right now is that we need to kill the person that has the launch codes for the nukes. And if the game will let us through here, we could do that while being under the map, because this is a really, really long level. So even though the skip is so like RNG dependent, it basically is gonna save time no matter what. It's a really, really long level. Okay, it would be great if I could get it now. There we go. All right, finally. So this is the guy. This was the guy. Crisis averted. And again, we're gonna have an elevator and level trigger. All right, so this is War. War has a really lengthy and complicated out-of-bounds setup to skip her fight. But it's gonna be worth it because her fight is really, really long. So basically, we need to find a way to take down that barrier, which is by redirecting these lasers here. Okay, now we get the checkpoint, we go into the boss fight, and then we instantly checkpoint reset, and that spawns us outside the level, and then we can gain some height with this thing there. I hope that I'm high enough, actually. And then, okay, you can... Okay, this doesn't... this didn't work for some reason. And think I gained enough height for some reason. And then try this again. Alright, there we go. Okay, this seems better. So then we can teleport onto this box here, and then we can teleport through that wall. So now we need to get in this room. There's an invisible wall here. Alright. For some reason, there are like functional doors here. I don't really know why this part of the level is even here. You never reach this, generally. Unless you go out of bounds. It's really weird that they put like actual level here. And now we're supposed to be able to teleport into this locker. Alright, we did it, and now we completed the out of bounds. Alright, so the boss arena is right here. And then we can teleport into the building, and that's where the end level trigger is. So that was War. So we're not quite done yet. It turns out actually that the four horsemen didn't really do what they did on their own volition, but the Archangel Gabriel was controlling them because for some reason he wants to control Earth. I don't really know what he wants with it, but sure. And he's going to be the final boss of the game.
He controls the other angels.
So what we need to do now is kill everyone here. Oh, we didn't die doing that. That's nice. And then we can stand in a very specific spot here and point there, and then we can walk out that gate. So here we have to be careful to actually not go out of so far out of bounds that we fall onto the map, because at the end of this we need to kill a few rooms full of people, and then a dialogue triggers, because this is where the prologue left off. Luckily the dialogue triggers right here. So now I can fall onto the map a little bit, that the dialogue is triggered, and I can show you who we all need to kill. So we need to kill these people, these two, this guy, and there's like 4 more people down there. So that takes a real long time, even when you're under the map and they can kill you, because you have to kill each one individually with the hook. And luckily we found the dialogue trigger out of bounds.
And the dialogue trigger is connected to the end level trigger.
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm in a bad spot here. This is not how this is supposed to go. So, okay. I'm supposed to stand on this side of the turret, and then this works every time. Because for some reason this turret down there doesn't see you. I kind of forgot why we're actually here, story-wise. But we can teleport. Oh, we aren't supposed to teleport through it. We're supposed to teleport through it this way. And now we can fall under the level again. And this allows us... Alright, here's the maze. Yeah, so we're supposed to activate all these portals in the maze. Death would help us with that. And somewhere here is a trigger to have the last wave of enemies spawn. For some reason I cannot find it right now. There it is. Alright, and now we want to kill all of them except one. There we go. And now this last person we need to execute again so we get back on top of the map. Because once we killed everyone in this room, the end level trigger spawns. Wonderful.
Yeah, so in this point of the game, the horsemen help you.
Yeah. Yeah, so Gabriel captured all of them after we defeated them. None of them actually die once we defeat them. And we freed all of them in a cutscene that we also skipped. So this one is quite a difficult one as well. It has a really precise placement, playing with height again. So we need to stand exactly on this door, and then the turret is just missing us and the wall doesn't go high enough here to not let us out. And now we need to get past the gate that holds us from Gabriel's command center. And luckily they have the idiotic idea to just try pushing on this huge door, but pushing on this huge door resets your height. So now we're back in and we can do the end sequence. So here's War. She's gonna laser open the door, which is gonna take quite a while, and we need to defeat enemies while she does so. So there's gonna be an enemy spawn right here. I threw early. Wow. So the next wave is going to be a shield guy. They generally can't be shot from the front, but for some reason he spawns turned around, so you have like a really short window where you can actually shoot him. Oh, he didn't die. There we go. And then this is the last wave. Oh, I missed a guy. There we go. And then now the level ends. Alright, now we have another really finicky out of bounds. So again, I hope I get this. This is the only out of bounds that works with a destroyable object. So if we're unlucky, we're going to have to reset the level because we're going to port in between a box and a fence. So there's Gabriel. We're going to port in between this box and the fence. Okay, unfortunately we broke the box, so we have to reset.
And luckily it's just right next to the checkpoint, so you don't have to redo a lot.
It's really finicky. But it's really important that we get it because the level is really, really annoying otherwise. Come on. Right around now would be great. There we go. Wonderful. So we need to hit these 4 switches.
3 more to go.
We can already kill a few people while we're... Alright, this is a slow field, this blue thing. But if we switch to Harry out of bounds while we're slowed, for some reason that resets our speed and then we're not affected by the slow fields anymore.
And the fourth.
This guy, okay, you're supposed to die. There we go. We need to kill these 2 people in the middle to get a checkpoint and then teleport onto this pressure plate or whatever. And then we instantly restart from checkpoint because otherwise the game sometimes bugs. And this also gives us this really high camera perspective that we're not really supposed to have. We're gonna kill a few people on the outside here and then we're gonna use Judy's Explode. Warning for headphone users, this is gonna be really... Oh, really dead, apparently. It's gonna be really loud once I explode all of them because the game doesn't really expect you to explode like 25 people at once. Let's do it here. It's really satisfying to do, so we're gonna do it again apparently. Come on, guys. That wasn't quite everyone, but there was a lot of people still. This guy we can't kill while he's spinning, it's really annoying. There's one more guy. Alright. And now this flash tells us that we killed everyone successfully, and then the level ends. Right now, all there's left is Gabriel. This is a really, really long fight, and it has 3 phases. And within a phase, unfortunately, there are no checkpoints, so I really hope that I don't die. So first, right, so Harry is an angel originally, but as you can see, he doesn't have any wings because Gabriel took them from him because Harry already knew what was going on. So Gabriel still has both of his wings, so he can still fly above us and try to get us that way. So he always tries to get us midair twice, and then he's gonna do this slam down, and then we can hit him. So we pin him down with Judy's hook, and then Harry can hit him with a sword. And basically what we're doing now is taking away his wings as well, so we can actually defeat him. I go to the outside here because there's a lot more room to move.
Now, Harry!
I shall inherit the earth.
Alright, and once more.
Harry, kick his ass!
Alright, so he's lost his first wing, so he can no longer fly. And we're gonna get a checkpoint here.
I shall inherit the earth.
So now these blue light things, we can shoot back at him. And if he gets hit twice by them, his shield breaks. The yellow ones we can't reflect, and they also destroy our reflected blue ones. So depending on what kind of pattern you get, this can be really annoying.
Fight him down.
Alright.
Harry, kick his ass!
Sometimes he also decides to shoot another wave of light after he's done, after his shield broke. Alright, so now Harry and Judy decided that individually they're not strong enough to defeat him, so they combined. We now have Judy's teleport and Harry's sword. And now he's just gonna shoot these laser waves that we need to teleport over. And some waves of light. Alright. I wait a second there after shooting the light back to teleport into him, because sometimes, again, he shoots a wave of light even though he's already been hit. Alright, and time is coming up right after I skip the cutscene. And time. Alright.
Gabriel never really wanted to.
So we can watch the cutscene here real quick while I do some shoutouts. So how many deaths was that?
17 if I didn't miss any.
Alright, 17, sounds great. So we will be donating shortly.
Cast
Yeah.
me down.
Shoutouts to Freckle. He's the only other active runner of any %, and he found every single one of all of those out of bounds that you just saw. So yeah, real big shoutouts there. Yeah, it would be great if anyone wants to pick up God's Trigger and try it. The run is really, really fun. Lots of cool clips. There's also, if you don't like out of bounds, no out of bounds category where you play all the levels normally. It also has a lot of interesting mechanics that we didn't really get to see here, because a lot of the interesting mechanics are really slow.
Maybe some
And yeah,
was also
I don't really have anything more to say.
I guess we'll never know for sure.
So yeah, thanks to ESA for having us, and enjoy the rest of the event.